Well, we've returned, guys. Welcome, everyone. My name's Reject, and right now it's Reject and Gamer. All right. So, what are we going to be geeking out about today? Well, sure enough, what we're going to be geeking out about is a show that, by the time of this recording, was aired last weekend. By the time this is probably uploaded, it's been 2 weekends ago, but it's Ducktales 2017, the hour-long special to show what the heck's been going on with Disney right now. So let's get started with this Geek Out for Ducktales 2017. Oh, come on, guys, not that bad. Okay. I understand that DuckTales is sort of a fan favorite to a lot of older animation fans. So, because simply enough, let me explain. Let me give you a little history lesson on DuckTales. DuckTales was a comic book or a comic strip that was turned into a comic book. That's how I fully remember it. Following Scrooge McDuck and his three great nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, along with Scrooge's other nephew, Donald Duck, who Scrooge is Donald's uncle. Well, it followed them on their world-trotting, globe-hopping searches for treasure to expand Scrooge's wealth. And Scrooge was already the wealthiest guy in cartoon history and comic history. Well, he wanted to get more, so they would go out there looking for gold and all these wacky adventures that would pursue with these guys teaming up together. In 1987, I believe it was, Disney decided we need to have something that shows that we're still good at animation because their movie animation was perfect. It was grand. It was great. Their TV animation was terrible or non-existent at the time, so they gave a high budget value to some great artists who created the TV show DuckTales that followed the same premise, just minus Daffy Duck. And yeah, it was aired for 3 years and had two spin-offs, which was Darkwing Duck and the criminally underrated Quack Pack, which I actually really enjoyed. So, here's the thing. 2017 rolls along. Disney decides, let's revamp a show. And they come out with the show DuckTales. Here's the thing, guys. I actually like DuckTales. I actually like this series here. Because, simply enough, this isn't like the 1980s version or the comic book version where questions that we would ask never got answered. Never would get answered. Never would be touched upon. Like, what happened to Huey, Dewey, and Louie's mother? Is Donald actually their father? What the heck's going on here? And these questions will be answered in this season, or in the series at least, similar to Gravity Falls. Because this hour-long special actually really pulls up some great insight into these characters and makes you ask some questions that I feel that are going to be answered later on. First off, let me talk about the art style. Art style is cutesy. It is cartoony. It is kid-friendly, as I would say. Soft corners, little fluffy designs. But this is what I expect from Disney. It's sort of like those Mickey Mouse shorts that they pulled out, just a little bit more refined, I would say. And I actually like this from Disney. Disney, I could see them making a soft, little, friendly cartoon, similar to how we have We Bear Bears, Steven Universe, and Loud House. Loud House is one. And yeah, Star vs. Forces of Evil is another, but that one has a little bit more violence in it and a little bit more hard edges. But yeah, there's sort of a lack of hard edges. Everything seems smooth and soft. So, what do I mean about what is going on with this? That's sort of how I can describe the art style. But in story itself, throughout this hour-long special, you get a lot of depth on these characters. And let me start off with the trio themselves. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Put them on screen now. Well, as you can see from these three here, you can already differentiate who they are compared to these. Yeah, That's a big difference from these three. Get these off the screen right now. They're a disgrace to me. Yeah, actually, here's the thing. When they started out this series, I was afraid because I watched the original Ducktales. I watched a couple episodes of it. Huey, Dewey, and Louie really, if you were to give me the character images and not all three of them together, I couldn't tell you who's Huey, who's Dewey, who's Louie, who's Greg, who's Carlos. I couldn't tell you who the hell they were. I couldn't tell you apart because they just had the clothes difference here. Okay, first off, I like these designs because Dewey in the plain blue shirt, he is the adventurous type, and they actually get personality here. Uh, hold up, I gotta actually pull up the names here because I still, even though they have personality, I cannot fully tell them apart because it's hard. I'm so used to saying the names all together. But Dewey is the adventurous one. He's the guy who's going to get in trouble. He's the guy who is, well, he's basically the mischievous one who wants to go out there, wants to be adventurous, wants to be like Scrooge McDuck, a big time, adventurer. Louie, who I believe is the guy in green, right? Hold on. I'm reading it up, I know. You know what? Bad reject! Bad! Bad reject! I'm looking it up, hold on! Bad reject! Cue the booing! Alright, so. Cue it all! So hold on. Okay, Louis, the guy in the hoodie there. Took me that long to read the script because I had little images by him. I couldn't find the image at all. But okay. Louis, the guy in green, it's a smooth talking guy. He's the guy who will seem nice. You know what? I know how to play the system. I know how to get you this. I know how to get you that. And always just sort of playing for himself, as we can tell in the series. He's like, you know what? You don't want to worry him. Just lie. Yeah, that worked perfectly, Louis. Yeah. Her grandmother wouldn't mind at all. Huey is the Boy Scout character in red, and this is what I actually like. Each one of them, sort of, you can tell their personalities apart. Louie's more like, oh, come on, man, we could have done this, we could have done that. Dewey is like, give me the chance. Don't be so worried, son. Don't do this, don't do that. And Huey is just the, I know the way to get out of here. Let's all be family friendly. Let's all do this, which I actually like, no matter how much you could say, well, you know what, it's not that great. It gives them character, and that's more to say than the original three. The original three, could you tell them apart? If you weren't a major Disney fan, if you weren't a major DuckTales fan, could you tell those three apart? I say no. So I admire them for giving them some depth in there, and hopefully later on in the series, they will give more. Because in this hour-long special, you have to introduce a lot of characters in there. And they did. Well, let's go on to Donald Duck, their caretaker, their foster father. Their foster father. I think I said foster farmer. But father. I'm not able to say it anymore. I was like, foster father. That's right. Okay. As we see in the beginning, he is very caring of these kids. He wants to make sure they're not in trouble, they're okay, and no matter what, even if they're tweens now or close to being teens, I want to say like getting close to middle school, he will still be like, okay, you know what? I don't care if you're this old. I want to make sure you're okay. I want to make sure everything's okay. Put your life jackets on. I know we live on a houseboat. I know you've lived here your whole life, but make sure you have your life jackets on. Make sure this. Make sure that. Make sure this, that, this, that, this. And that's more to say than the original Donald from DuckTales, both of them. Because come on, that guy had nothing at all. And what do you mean he had nothing at all? He basically said, sure, Scrooge, take him. Bring him on your world adventures where you could get killed every week. I don't care. This one, he's like, hold up, no, wait, don't do that. No, like, yes, he's the overprotective father figure, but I do like this from his character, and we will find out why. Because when we realize what Donald had done in the past, he was Scrooge McDuck's sidekick. when Scrooge McDuck was a big adventurer, when he was big into finding the treasures, facing off with the pirate of the River Styx, capturing the headless man horse, getting the gold-eating dragon, finding all these treasures throughout his journey. And Donald was his sidekick, basically, which really intrigued me there. I'm like, okay, well, what happened there? What caused that to stop? Okay, next part is Scrooge McDuck, because that's... Well, actually, let me go on for Donald. We see a scene where Donald goes and gets hired for a job where he's showing people pictures on his phone, where we see that he's been raising them at least to their first steps, because Dewey, he has a picture of Dewey taking his first step. Donald, it's the funniest thing ever because Donald's holding a baseball glove. Dewey's walking on a mattress with pillows surrounding him, making sure he's okay. Louis was the water boy for a football team, yet Donald had him in full protective padding the whole time. And he sort of shows these pictures like a proud father, like he's had them for a while, and we feel how long Donald has had these kids and why he cares so much for them. But we're unsure why he's so protective of these kids. I don't know about you, but my mom still would be that parent, like, okay, go out there and learn, go out there and experience it. You know, I'm not going to cater to you and make sure you never fall. And yeah, well, what else I have to say about this show is I really admire how they start showing these characters and explaining, here's how they were in their prime, here's how they are now. And this is not any more present than with Scrooge McDuck. Why? Well, first off, when we're introduced to Scrooge McDuck, he's heartless, he's uncaring, he's a Scrooge. He cares more about, well, not even about the money. He's just sort of the guy in the limo, like, okay, who cares about family? Let me read the paper, let me read this. And they talk about Scrooge McDuck, but where is he now, sort of style. And I really admire that because they're showing there has been time passage here. Something happened that no one's talking about. And what we get out of it is simply amazing with the imagery, because the boys, while Donald goes to his job interview, Huey, Dewey, and Louie have to stay with Scrooge because they couldn't get a babysitter in time. Well, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they go stay with Scrooge, and when you see the inside of his mansion, when you think of Ducktales, you're thinking of his mansion, and it was full, it was vibrant, it was colorful. This is dark, this is empty, and this is a mess. This is showing what's happened to Scrooge. Scrooge is empty inside. He's no longer himself. And something happened to have him stop being this adventurer that made him feel alive, that made him feel worthy, that made him feel adventurous. And you can even tell because the boys, when they see all the stuff he has, they release a gold hunting dragon after they see Scrooge take down the ghost of the River Styx. The sword Excalibur Ex Machina, which will not stop attacking an object until it has slain it. Which is basically the divine intervention sword. That's actually what Ex Machina means. It's divine intervention, which you'll hear a lot of guys, especially the guys at Professor Thorgy, talk about when they say, well, yeah, look, we got the sword here, and ching, 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 like, Ex Machina happened here. Sorry, I went off track there, but Ex Machina, which basically meant the ending happened, we're just not sure how the hell it happened. Like, divine intervention happened at its best, or at its worst. And that's basically what it means. There's your little literature lesson for you there. And you see Scrooge easily take down these guys. And funny thing was, before that, the boys meet him and they ask him these questions like, oh my god, how rich are you? How old are you? What happened to you? You used to be so cool. And then Scrooge gets mad at him because they pulled up the past, and you can sort of understand that from an older gentleman. Well, you see that Scrooge still has that adventurous side, just something stopped him from doing that. Something stopped him from being the adventurous one that goes out and, I will get all the treasure in the world, and I will show people what I have discovered, yeah, that's no longer Scrooge, and something has happened that we're unsure about. Which I love them playing up this part here. I love hearing this part. I love them mentioning something's gone on here, and you will find out in the series. Make sure to watch it, like Gravity Falls. And what I really love about it is Scrooge, literally after he captures the dragon, he gets in this mood like, let's go capture Atlantis. And then you see him go out there, but it's not the Scrooge McDuck you would know, not the Scrooge McDuck directly to them. No gold, the gold fever taking over. No, it's Scrooge. Like, we got to be cautious. We're taking the long way, which would be the safest route. While you see Dewey, who I imagine how they played up in the second part, which would be the technical second episode, because by hour-long special, Disney meant we're putting episode 1 and 2 together in the same video for you to watch, but they sort of have a connection to them. Which I don't mind that. You know what? I sort of grew up on that kind of stuff. GT, Naruto, stuff like that, where they had those weird. They said it's an hour-long special, but no, it's actually like the first 3 episodes put together. Well, Dewey, who mostly throughout it all, when we see him played out, Dewey is the kid who is what Scrooge once was. He's the one who stands for, let's go out there and risk it all, get there as fast as we can, do all this stuff. Who cares? Throw caution to the wind. Let's go adventuring. And you can sort of tell because in Atlantis, they already introduced Huey and Louie. So they focus more on Dewey and Scrooge. And this part I love here because Dewey's a guy, oh, you know what, you're challenging me here and I will go through this death trap and survive. And the funniest thing was, this death trap was lasers that would trigger a fire pit to strike up from below. Guess what happened? Donald goes in there from Divine Interventions, grabs a shield, covers up the fire that's shooting out every laser that hit, every time he hit a laser, and get through. Scrooge McDuck goes badass, jumps in the air, grabs his cane, gets onto a rope, and slides across. And Louis goes, well, if you want to do it the easy way. And Scrooge sort of gets him lecturing on, boy, there's always a better way to go through, and you should take the easy. You shouldn't take the easy route. You should take the safe route. And because Scrooge in the series, they never really talked about it that way. They never really informed him. He never really talked like, you must take the cautious route. Don't take the stupid fast route. Take the slow and cautious route. Find another way. Take a safe route. And that's how you sort of know. Like, you get this little bit of a feeling that something has happened. And something happened that made these guys change the way they were. Well, what happens here is this. I have to laugh on this. They put in whatever the hell his name was. Hold on, I got it here. Flynn Hot Glomgold. And by Scrooge McDuck's own words, oh, he's the poor man's version of me. But still, that makes him very rich. Which I love hearing that part there. Because when we got Glomduck, and most of the versions I've seen him in, which was mostly the comics. Yeah, I actually got some digital comics, original Ducktales style. He was a cut and copy paste of Scrooge McDuck with a beard. Like, take Scrooge McDuck, put a Santa Claus beard on him. There's Flynn Hart Glom Gold whatever the fuck his name is. Hold up, I got it here. I can't say it. Finn Hart Glomgold, which I'll just say Glomgold, because I like the name Glomgold. What's your name? Glom. I'd like that first and last name. Go James Bond style. Glom. What's your name? Gold. Glomgold. And we see him in there, and guess who he hired? Was Donald Duck. This is why Donald Duck was in Atlantis, because Flynn Hart hired Donald because he knew Scrooge McDuck, for some reason, was going to go to Atlantis, and they were going to, he was going to need a hostage to sort of play it out. And this was good because in the beginning, Scrooge didn't give a damn about his family. It's like, my family? Who the hell cares? I only care about my business and my trillions. That's what I actually like. Because throughout that 30 minutes, you see a bond sort of form between these boys. And through 45 minutes, through the first and second act, you see this bond starting to build where he cares for this family. It's not hiding it. He cares for his family no matter what it appears that he does. And I actually appreciate the show for doing that. Well, here's something that I just thought was funny. And heck, Atlantis, the way they explain Atlantis, they built it in the middle of the water. The support wasn't great enough, and after they had it built, it falls over. So Atlantis is upside down. That was all explaining for it. It couldn't support itself. They killed everyone because it fell into the water. So when they go in there, Glomgold steals this gem that he believes was the Jewel of Atlantis and gets out of there. Well, once he grabs that, the whole place starts filling up with water. All of Atlantis starts filling up with water. So what happens is, Dewey's on top of the treasure chest. Scrooge and Daffy are fighting over Stephanie, the ship, or something, which I couldn't really understand what happened with what Donald was talking about. Yet they were getting in this heated debate, and then Dewey asks, why is that lamp on the floor? Because, think about it, Atlantis is upside down. There's this blue gem with a hand holding it, this hand figure holding it. It's like, why was that gem on the floor? Well, why was that lamp on the floor? And he goes, Scrooge said, what are you talking about, Boyle? And he says, think about it. Atlantis was flipped upside down, so this gold fell to the ceiling. Why would they have a lamp on the floor unless that is the treasure? So when it all fills up and we realize, well, Scrooge actually won. Glomgold did not win. And they get the gem, bring it there, and, the episode sort of ends like this. The adventure is done. All the boys are safe. Webby, who was a character in here who's basically really protected by her grandmother, who I forgot her name. She's sort of like the person taking care of Scrooge the whole time, and not like, sort of taking care of Scrooge Manor, not the secretary, but I'm not sure what the hell she was. I guess she's like the maid or butler or something like that. I'm not sure. But I do love her grandmother in the episode. And what happened was this. The grandmother says, you're safe with Scrooge. You can go adventuring with him. I understand. I trust him. It's okay. Well, Donald says, well, I guess you boy, basically Donald's speak was, I guess you boys can go visit your great Uncle Scrooge, on certain holidays, Labor's Day, birthdays, federal holidays, all that kind of stuff. And the houseboat blows up because they left the engine on, and so it blows up. And the coolest thing was Scrooge is like, well, I guess I have a couple. I have an extra. I guess I have a few 50 extra bedrooms that you could stay in. And he sort of invites him to stay. That's how the series begins. So we're going to get a lot of Scrooge McDuck. We're going to get a lot of the boys, and we're going to get Donald Duck. But here's the clincher of it all, and this is major spoiler alerts. But here's the thing. If you like DuckTales, this spoiler alert you've been waiting for, and I'm not care. You know what? You can skip ahead 10 seconds. But there is a scene where Dewey actually brushes back this painting where we see Donald and Scrooge together fighting the pirate ghost of the River Styx. And there's this female duck up in the rafter, goggles on her head, looking like an adventurer. And his words are, Mom? I really think this, and here's the thing. I really think this series is going to focus on, or at least this season, is going to focus on what happened to the mom, and whatever happened to the mom in the show changed how Scrooge McDuck and Daffy acted before. Something tragic happened to the mother, I believe, because come on, it's Disney, the parents never live, and something happened tragic to the mother, and that's what's going on in this series. That's what they're going to focus on mostly. I hope they do. Altogether, DuckTales I am excited for, and I know I didn't spoil any of the story for you except a little bit of the Atlantis jewel. You just have to watch it. The characters is what I wanted to speak about the most. And dang, this is probably the longest Geek Out I have done, but oh my god, I am so in love with the show right now. I can't wait for it to come out in September. And when it does, I'm going to do probably every 3 episodes, I'm going to do Geek Out. Every 2 episodes, I'm going to do a Geek Out for you guys on that show. So, guys, that'll be about it. I will see you next time here. Keep calm and geek on, everyone. And that'll be it. Also, here's the thing. If you want to see more Geek Outs, make sure to subscribe. We do these every Tuesday, and I do take requests. Put them down in the comments, and I would love to hear from you guys. Tell me, what do you think about DuckTales? What do you think about how it's how this reboot is? Did you watch the original DuckTales, or are you new to DuckTales? And well, what's your favorite part about this special? Did you watch it? Didn't you watch it? And what would you rate it? Because for me, this show is a must-watch, and I am excited for it. I don't think I've been this excited for a show that I didn't have that much expectation for until since Samurai Jack, which basically started the Geek Outs going on Tuesday. So, guys, I will see you next time here. Like I said earlier, keep calm and geek on, and make sure to click like and to really help us out, subscribe so you can keep up to date on all the videos here. See you next time.